All right, Tuesday Night Krug Show. Raj is in the house. We got a lot to talk about. The 49ers finally said goodbye to Jake Moody. We'll get into that. We'll get into all the moves of the day and more. Niners and Saints are going this weekend in the Big Easy. We will be there courtesy of Claudaddy Arcades. That's right. Claudaddy Arcades is sending us to Nolan's. So we're going, and we're fired up, but let's go. We got a lot to talk about. Raj is here. Let's go. Off and running on the Krug Show, brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. They're in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week, from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. Go say hi to Damon and Mary. Get some brisket chili. Tell them Krug sent you. We're also brought to you by Habis Law, and we're also brought to you by Sleeper. That's right. 49er football season is presented by Sleeper, the fastest growing fantasy platform in the world. We'll tell you more about that in a bit. But, man, the story of the day in 49er land, the 49ers pulled the plug. The Jake Moody era comes to an end. Raj, it had to happen. Doesn't mean it was easy for Shanahan or easy for John Lynch. It had to happen, and today it happened.
It was a glorious day. I mean, it had to happen. It needed to happen. At the end of the day, he passed due his welcome. He should have been gone a long time ago. They should have done this before. They gave him many chance after chance after chance, and they almost lost this game because of him. And I think Kyle Shanahan finally realized, hey, man, if we keep him, we're going to lose games, and we can't afford to lose games. They got injuries already, a multitude. We'll talk about that. We all know Kittle and all these other injuries. It's hard enough to win games without that. And now if you don't have stability in your kicking game, it's even harder. So you can't throw games away because of a kicker that you can't trust. Like, they might have to go for it on fourth down sometimes because they don't know if he's going to make the kick. I wish him well. You know, I hate when people lose their job, but at the end of the day, he needed to go. You need a fresh start. I'm excited about Eddy Piñeiro. New era. Jake Moody era was over. Too much pressure on him from drafting him. It's time. It was time. I mean, I think what I tweeted out today, I said, everybody in the Niner Empire, like the fan base, they actually came together. It was like they were unified for the first time in many years. This is what I feel like world peace felt like. That's what I felt. I felt like this was world peace, Larry. Good news. Great day. I'm feeling great. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just when you look at Jake Moody, you know, you got to do better than 76% career.
Correct.
You know, and that's kind of where he's at. It's really as simple as that. I mean, it's like everything about the NFL is cutthroat, but nothing is more cutthroat than, you know, the situation when it comes down to the kicker. You either make the kicks and you keep your job, or you miss the kicks and you lose your job. And there's really no ambiguity about it. If you're good, you're good, and you'll get paid well. And if you aren't good, there's going to be tryouts, there's going to be rumors, then you're going to be dumped. And today that day came. And, you know, to me, it was, you know, as somebody who covers the Niners every single day, it was chilling hearing the conference call yesterday, because I knew right then and there it was over, you know, because the day before Shanahan had said, hey, you know, Jake Moody is going to be our kicker this week. And then when the question Jake Moody came up in the presser with the media, it was like, we're exploring all of our options right now.
Yeah.
And that right there said, you know, they were looking to replace Jake, and, you know, they invested a third-round pick in him. It was a learning experiment. And I think that was probably a mistake looking back at it. But they move on, and they move on to the veteran kicker, Eddy Piñeiro. Now, interestingly enough, I was on KMBR today, and this morning, and right when all this was going down, and I looked up, you know, the most accurate kickers in NFL history, and the most accurate kicker in NFL history is Justin Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
And number 2 is Harrison Butker, and number 3 is Eddy Piñeiro.
Yeah. No, he's 4. I think he's actually 4. I think he's 4.
This morning it said that he was third. Third most accurate kicker in NFL history. He's made 88.1% of his kicks, 111 for 126. Career long is 56 yards. He's made 89% of his kicks over the last 3 years with the Carolina Panthers. Raj, in some ways, I mean, I was saying to somebody today, I'm like, I could picture Eddy Piñeiro coming here and just being very, very, very consistent. And maybe I'm just hoping for the best. But, I mean, this is the third most accurate kicker in NFL history. And somehow this guy was on the street after making almost 90% of his kicks over the last 3 years. And I mentioned this earlier, too, that, hey, you know what? No more rookies, no more tryouts, youngsters. Let's go with the veteran guy who's not emotionally tied to any of these kicks. I thought there was a real comfort in the veteran, emotion of a Robbie Gould, and something very comforting about that. And I think the same thing about Pinero. I mean, could you imagine if this guy goes and has a great year and just really solidifies this position? What we have gone from and to. I mean, he'll be the most. Not only will he be the most loved kicker, this guy's going to be on the heels of Jake Moody. If this guy does his job, he's going to be like the most appreciated kicker in Niner history.
Yeah. People are going to love him, like they loved Robbie Gould because he was consistent. You knew you could count on a guy like Robbie. He came in, he did his job. Like that's the thing. I saw Richard Sherman the other day, and he was talking about it, and he mentioned exactly like you said. 74%. Field goal career. That's terrible. In his last, do you know Jake Moody in his last 22 attempts was 11 for 22? I know he had the ankle injury or whatever, but you're a specialist. You have one job is to kick it. I get it. There's a lot of pressure. Hey, that's what you're there for. You train just like all the other players in the NFL. You're getting paid millions of dollars to go out there and kick that damn field goal. And he was missing a 27-yarder doinking. Like, okay, if you miss a 55, that's a tough one, but 27 gimme field goal is inexcusable. Pinero, he's consistent. He's had 126 attempts. He's got an 89% career field goal percentage. That's what we need. A guy that you can just, all right, you got to go kick the ball because we can't put the ball in the end zone, and it's automatic, almost automatic. We need a guy, and I honestly feel, man, this guy could become a hero for the Niner fans if he goes out there and just does his job and kicks the ball. Now, if he misses, that's another story, but again, this guy's had a good track record. He's been on the team with Brant Boyer before. That's his guy. He coached him when he was on the Jets, years ago. So he already trusts him. Like he already has a built-in trust, and he knows what he's about. So I think that's a good sign for Eddy P. It's just good times, man. You need a fresh.
Did I hear an Eddy P? An Eddy P. All right, I like it.
I already got a nickname, Eddy P, baby.
Eddy P. Come on, Eddy P.
Come on, Eddy P.
How could he go wrong with that one?
All right.
I mean, the thing with Moody, the Niners took him in the third round of the 23 draft. I think that was a mistake just because it just, it just added more pressure. But over the past 2 seasons, Jake has missed 12 field goal attempts, including, 2 Sunday in the win over the Seahawks. So, I mean, you just get bottom line. I mean, and the second one wasn't his fault, really. It was obviously just, Hennessy got caved in on the left side, but it doesn't matter. It's like it just added insult to injury. And as you said, Boyer coached this guy with the Jets in 2021. It's like, look, if you're going to have your special teams coach and he's going to be all in and you're going to hold his feet to the fire, in some ways it's almost appropriate that he gets his guy, right? Because let's be honest. I mean, he took this job and they're like, well, who's the kicker? Oh, it's Jake Moody. Oh, I'm inheriting your guy. And so now you get a clean break. And since he coached Pinero with the Jets and he probably had a say in Pinero getting hired here by the Niners, now he's more, I don't want to say he's more invested, but it's his guy. And I think that's significant. What do you think?
I think so, man. It's his guy. And again, it's just the guy that has everything in the opportunity to prove himself. And I think, again, the fact that they finally pulled the plug on Jake Moody was just, that's what needed to be done. I think it was, again, a little too late. I think Jake Moody making that kick in Vegas bought him some time. I feel like that really bought him some time, but they should have probably pulled the plug at that point. But I think they were like, hey, he got some adversity through him. He made that kick and the team was like, we can't get rid of him. Maybe he's battle tested enough. And obviously he proved himself wrong he proved it wrong that at some point he's going to be a liability. So Eddy P coming on this team, I think it's a great opportunity for him. And like you said, it's just best of both worlds. We get rid of a guy that was stinking it up and being a liability. And again, with the injuries to this team, you can't have another issue that's going to cause you maybe a chance to lose games. It's going to be hard enough to win without Kittle, and they got to make sure that the kicker's automatic. So it's a good day in the Bay, man. That was fantastic.
Is he going to wear 18? Did I see him wearing 18 on your?
He posted 18 on his Instagram page, but he wore number 4. Jake Moody had number 4. I want him not to wear 4 because that number is giving me the heebie-jeebies. So let's hope he doesn't wear 4, but we'll see.
1-year deal for Eddy Piñeiro. Eddy P, welcome to town.
Someone in the comments said Eddy Piñeiro, and also in the comments they're saying to change your mic to Shure. I think your mic's not audio's not great.
Oh, let me double check that. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
look at that. People in the chat not giving me the breakdown. I did make some changes.
People in the chat.
Look at that.
It's about time they got rid of Jake Moody. Like, it was way too.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody. Now we got the right mic. Look at the guys in the chat. Now that's what I call. Now there's here we go. Somebody said, for the love of God, Larry, the mic. Larry needs to get rid of his mic. Is it better, Raj? Is it better now? Okay. The other story today, or one of the other stories today, is that George Kittle officially goes on the IR, which means he's going to miss at least 4 weeks. It's not really a story because yesterday they announced that he was going to be out 3 to 6 weeks. So today it became official that they put him on the IR. Should the Niners go for another tight end? I mean, I was looking at the list of guys that are out there, free agents. There's Gerald Everett, other teams' practice squads, Robert Tonyan, Rivaldo Fairweather, Harrison Bryant, Lawrence Cager. What do you think? Should the Niners go after another tight end? They had Braden Willis on the practice squad. They could promote him, or they could also try to, if they feel like Kittle's going to be out and they want somebody who's, more of a veteran, they could go for a guy like a Tonyan, who's I think was Kittle's buddy, who went to tight end U in Nashville the last couple of years. What do you think? Do you think they'll go outside for a tight end, or do you think they'll just stay inside?
I don't think so. I think they're going to promote Braden Willis. Tonyan, if they're going to get anybody, Robert Tonyan probably makes sense. Kittle will probably say, hey, go get my boy. They could bring back Ross Dwelly if they absolutely need to, because they got rid of him in the, during roster cuts, Ross Dwelly or Tonyan. I think they'll call up Braden Willis. He's on the practice squad, might as well. But you're disrespecting the GOAT, Jake Tonjes, man. It's Jake Tonjes' time to shine. The Los Gatos legend. My daughter goes to school in Los Gatos. You got to love this guy. He had 0 catches, Larry, in the NFL until glorious day. 3 catches in the final drive with the game winner. Oh, my God. The Los Gatos League. Tonjes, honestly, stock goes up. I don't know how much he's going to be a part of this offense, but you have to expect maybe he gets a little bit more after that amazing game. But I think it's going to be Braden Willis. But put some respect on Jake Tonjes' name. Los Gatos, Cal native, baby.
I tweeted out my interview that I did with him earlier. He's a good dude for sure. And he went to Cal and he's a Bay Area guy. And he was on the radio this morning. And, everybody's hoping that Tonjes gets a nice little run. He does have good hands. I will say that. Yes. I mean, people were saying, when they Dwelly was going to beat him out. When I was looking at these guys work out next to each other this summer, I'm like, if there's anything right with the world, Tonjes will beat out Dwelly, because Dwelly was so slow compared to what he was a couple years ago. And Tonjes just looked faster than ever. And I thought Tonjes looked better than Willis, and neither are big time blockers, but it was good to see them win the game and Tonjes have a key role. The other story today is that Bourne was officially signed. What do you think? We're hearing the Jawan Jennings injury, the shoulder injury, is not that bad. They're saying that Jennings could go this week. And and it looks like Bourne's foot injury that he's over that, and he could potentially go. It sounds like the Niners may have to, put some 3 wide receiver formations out there with no Kittle, even despite the great Tonjes. But what do you think? What do you think of Bourne? Is it Bourne going to have what kind of run is he going to have with the Niners here?
I mean, he's not going to have a huge role, like an impact. He's not like a top, elite wide receiver, but you need depth at this point. Like I said, beggars can't be choosers. They'll probably run heavy 3 wide receiver sets. They're probably going to need a guy that's a veteran and just understands the playbook. And they need depth because you still got another week without DeMarcus Robinson. You still got a few weeks without Brandon Ayuk. So you just need a guy that understands the system. He's played on the team before, so it's an easy transition. Not only that, Larry, Kendrick Bourne is a good locker room presence, and he's a good positive, upbeat guy. So I feel like they need that positive energy with these injuries here. Without George Kittle, they need that spark, that guy that's just going to be able to get them going on the sidelines. And I think Kendrick Bourne is that. He's that kind of rah-rah guy. So he brings that to the table. But again, I think he's going to have a decent role, especially if Juwan Jennings, I know he has the shoulder injury and he's cleared, but you just never know. So you kind of need to just say, hey, at the end of the day, let's have a guy that could come in and probably do what Juwan Jennings does, in his role, because Jennings is what KB used to be, but maybe a little better. So I feel like they need that insurance just in case for Juwan Jennings. And it doesn't hurt to have depth. They've been looking to add him for a couple weeks. Now you got MVS, you got Russell Gage, they released Robbie Chosen. So you just need a bunch of guys right now to weather the storm until Kittle's back, until Ayuk's back. So I don't hate it. I thought it was fun to get him back. He's a fan favorite. So why not bring him in? Positive for the atmosphere. I thought it was a good move.
Brock Purdy, toe injury, shoulder injury, non-throwing shoulder. There's a chance he may be able to go, but there's a chance he won't be able to go. We're going to New Orleans, courtesy of Claw Daddy Arcades. Are we going to New Orleans? And by the way, check out Claw Daddy Arcades, 2 locations. They have 2 locations in Capitola Mall and Visalia Mall opening later on this year. Great follow on Instagram at Claw_Daddy_Arcades to find a location near you. Courtesy of Claw Daddy Arcades, Kevin and I are off to the Big Easy later in the week. Are we going to see Mac Jones against the Saints or Brock Purdy? And if it is Mac Jones, are you concerned that the Saints, who had 5 sacks in week 1, may harass and harangue Mac Jones behind the Niners offensive line, which, struggled to protect Purdy. He was pressured on 60% of his dropbacks.
That's a lot. I am worried. It doesn't matter who's playing quarterback, Larry. They're going to be pressured if they play like they did week 1. So regardless if it's Purdy or Mac Jones, they need to figure that out because whoever's quarterback is going to be, running for their life. And Purdy, he can run a little bit more. He's more mobile than Mac Jones. Mac has a little bit of mobility to him, more than I thought. But yeah, we can't afford both quarterbacks to go down if they play. But we'll see what Brock's injury report looks like the rest of the week. It'll be curious. I wonder what that toe injury was. Was it the turf toe? We don't know. Shoulder.
He said it wasn't turf toe.
He said it wasn't.
Which is a turf toe is kind of like a toe dislocation. So those are actually very, very serious.
Those are bad.
It could affect his mobility, and it could be long term. They can be career ending. I mean, go ask Patrick Willis. Right? Yeah. So it can be very, very serious. It sounds like so not serious. Oh, I got turf toe. You'll be fine, but it's not always the way it is. But it's not turf toe. It's not considered that. Yeah,
let's hope it's nothing serious. But if it is something that they have to hold him out, I feel confident in Mac Jones being able to manage the offense. I know we're playing the Saints. We can't take him easy, but if there has to be a week where he has to come in, this is the one you want it to be, unfortunately. But I'm not too worried about Mac Jones. George Kittle's not going to be there for either quarterback, so that's going to impact whoever's playing quarterback. That's big. But again, they're going to have to get creative. Kyle's going to have to scheme up a lot of stuff, utilize that run game a lot like they did last week. The only thing I didn't like about that run game was last week, CMC had 31 touches. He played good, but 31 touches is a little much for my blood. I was like, what are you doing, Kyle? You're going to run that man to the ground. So utilize some of these other backs. Get the ball to Ricky Pearsall a little bit more if you can. He was fantastic on Sunday. So I don't think the game plan should change a little bit to get Ricky or a little bit more involved, especially without Kittle. And, you just got to hope that this O-line can protect because that 60% pressure rate on Brock, that was crazy, man. He was under duress so much. That was tough.
To your point on CMC, I don't think people realize what that pace really looks like. I mean, his career high for rushes is 272. His career high for receptions is 116. That's 388, and those were not in the same year. That's 388 touches, the most he's ever had if you take his highest receptions and his highest rushes. He's on pace for 527 touches.
That's a lot.
527 touches. His career high, not in the same season, is 388. Yeah. I think his career high for one season is like 374. So we're talking about a pace that cannot be sustained. So yes, they need to play Brian Robinson and Guerrero and anybody but CMC a little bit. That's a concern. Ben Bartch has a knee injury. It may be Connor Colby on the road in the Superdome against a pretty good Saints defensive line that includes Cam Jordan. How concerned are you that the veteran Bartch could be out and they could have to go to a rookie, in only week 2 in a loud dome deal where you can probably have to operate off the silent count? That could be a major concern.
Yeah, it is concerning that you might have the rookie, but honestly, I think they should let him play and don't look back. Honestly, I said this many weeks ago, Larry. I can't trust Ben Bartch to stay healthy this season, and he proved me right. So just keep Connor Colby. He's going to have to learn trial by fire. He's going to have his ups and downs, but he'll be better of it. It's going to be a pressure cooker situation in a dome, but that's how you learn. They threw a lot of rookies to the fire last week, and I think it's time. Just let Connor Colby pull the Band-Aid off. Ben Bartch, you can sit back and relax, and because if he comes back in, he's going to sprain his knee again. That's the type of guy he is. It's unfortunate, but I just don't have any faith in Ben Bartch staying healthy. So roll with the rookie.
Player. He's a good player.
Good, but he's never healthy.
Yeah. No, I know. I kind of feel like if Colby gets in there, he's never looking back.
That's what you got to do. Don't let him look back. Let him go and let him roll.
Yeah. And then if you want to get Bartch back in there, I think his re-entry point is for Brendel if Brendel goes down at some point later on this year. Maybe you have center. Maybe you have Bartch at center. It would be a big center. It'd be hard. By the way, the Brock Purdy jump pass was probably the low point.
I know.
That had to be the low point of the week.
He looked like Super Mario.
It looked so bad. I was watching
that
never again. No more jump passes.
22, and I saw that. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me, dude. That's ridiculous.
We've called this 49er truth. I think the truth about the Colton McKivitz contract is that Colton took a below market deal because he wants to stay. $15 million a year now. That was the market for Jalen Moore last year, and Jalen Moore was his backup. I think he easily could have gotten $20 million a year or close to it. Instead, he wanted to be a Niner. He stayed for 3 years, $45 million and $27 million guaranteed. I mean, for a guy who was once waived, that's a great thing. I'm happy for Colton. I think he's an underrated player. I really do. I think he's better than people think. But there's a lot of people that are unhappy about that and say, oh, the Niners are settling for mediocrity. I think the real story there, the real truth, is that they know that Trent Williams is at the very end. Yeah, this is going to be it for Trent Williams, and that the real reason they're signing McKivitz is that they don't want to have to replace both tackles in the same offseason, and they know they're going to have to replace Trent. And so I think that they're going to sign McKivitz. They're going to devote their number 1 pick most likely to offensive tackle. And I think that's how it's going to go.
Yeah.
That's what I think the truth is. How do you see that situation?
That's literally exactly what I said. I said, you know what? I feel like, I know a lot of people don't like Colton. I think he plays better than his pay rate right now until the pay raise. I think it's good for him. I mean, is he the best? No. Is he the worst? No. I think he's above average. I think he's gotten better over the last couple of years. People they hate on that, but I don't know what's going to make him happy. I think at the end of the day, he got that's market value right now, $15 million. It's a starter. If you lose Colton McKivitz this offseason, you're also probably going to lose Trent Williams because I really think he's going to retire. I'm with you. He looked very tired after that game. I mean, he's 38. You can't continue to play at that high level. I love Trent Williams, but at some point, he's going to have to retire. Now, if you're the 49ers front office, do you want to replace 2 tackles? It's hard to replace 1. 2 tackles, Larry. At least you got a starter. And hey, even if they upgrade over Colton, like let's say they get another somehow they get another stud, they trade and you draft a guy. Well, Colton could be your backup, and he'd be a great swing tackle. But yeah, at least got a starter locked in, and you don't have to worry about 2 tackles because it will be horrible if they have to replace both tackles. I don't even know. I don't even want to know. So I think it was a smart decision. They hinted at it all literally last week. Kyle Shanahan in the press conference. John Lynch talked about it. Yo, we really like Colton McKivitz and Juwan Jennings. Those are 2 guys we want to lock up. Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, we're looking at Colton. It was slapping us in the face. And then when he got his extension, I think it's pretty obvious to me that he was going to get it. Yeah, at the end of the day, if they lose Trent next year, at least you got another starter and you only have to get 1 back.
The 49ers invested 3 high picks in their defensive line, and they didn't get a lot for their money in that first week. I mean, I think West played 7 snaps. Collins played 9 snaps. I don't know how they played across the board in every single snap, but I saw a couple lowlights from Collins that were hard to watch. He's having a hard time anchoring and just doesn't seem like he's getting a whole lot done. West seems like he's getting more done, but once again, very limited snaps, which really tells you how they feel about those guys. And then Mikel actually got a whole slew of snaps, but he did not show up on the stat sheet as far as sacks, pressures, hurries, just 0 across the board. Dieter, I had on the stream last night. Dieter actually watched the entire All 22, and he came up with a B- grade for Mikel. That to me seems a little high, but I do think that there were some really good things that he did as far as occupying other blockers so that Bosa and that line, it wasn't like he was just out there doing absolutely nothing, but he didn't register a tackle, a pressure, a quarterback hit or anything. What did you think of the 3? I mean, this is their first round pick, their second round pick, and their 4th round pick. You could argue that the 49ers aren't going to be very good unless those 3 guys kind of do something this year and make some kind of an impact. They're going to be leaned on. It was a great week for Bosa. It was a great week for Kalia Davis, I thought. But they need these guys to step up. What'd you think of the Rooks?
Yeah, no, I actually watched the 22, and I saw all the stuff people have been posting, the stats and how many snaps and this and that. And everybody's freaking out. But honestly, most of these guys didn't even play in the preseason. They were hurt. CJ West and Michael Williams had the hyperextended knees. Alfred Collins, he didn't even get to go to minicamp and all that stuff, OTA. So they're still figuring out. They're still learning. They got snaps. That's what matters. Michael Williams got a lot of snaps, and I agree with Dieter, which is surprising. I usually don't agree with them. I kind of give him the same around assessment. Is hey, he occupied a lot of space. He wasn't really rushing the passer, and he still needs to figure out that pass rush technique. I know you posted something the other day, and I was like, oh, we'll talk about it, but it's not really a polished pass rusher. We know that, but took up a lot of space. I feel like the 49ers did a good job in the run defense, which is an area where they really needed to improve, right? Last year, they couldn't stop the run to save their life. And I think that's one of the areas is Michael Williams comes in, and I feel like he took up a lot of space to help with that run defense. I think that's where he was, had his moments. He had some pretty solid moments there. And again, double teams. He was getting triple teams. That gives Bosa a lot of opportunities. If you watch that final play, I mean, he had like 2 or 3 guys on Michael when Bosa came in for the strip sack. So he was doing his job. He's not supposed to go out there and rush the passer yet. He'll figure it out. I think he did a pretty good job given the circumstance. That was his first NFL game. CJ West, same thing. You just want to kind of get him out there and see how he, acclimates to the game. He hadn't played, through the preseason as well. And Collins, I think he's just a guy that's really going to need some polish. But same thing, let him go out there, get some reps. I think people saying that, oh my God, they're terrible, they're bust right now. That's a little overreaction. There's always going to be overreactions after a game. I'm not worried about them. I think they'll come along and they'll develop, and you're going to lean on them a little bit more as the season goes. Week 1, we got to win. They got experience. They got reps. You can't be mad at that. That's the way I look at it, Larry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for the guy. Hopefully he gets it done. I don't want to make it a big talking point every day, but I wanted Shamar Stewart, and here's how they were graded out. Week 1. I mean, I'll say this. Look at the way these rookies graded out. Tyler Warren. How great would it be to have Tyler Warren right now? I mean, Tyler Warren looks amazing.
He's a
Schlesinger, the UCLA linebacker with the Browns. Okay, Membu, I think, was not there, right? Membu was gone. Yeah. But then Shamar Stewart was very similar to Mikkel, right? Big body defensive end. And look at that grade. Yeah, I mean, just Shamar's grade was, Shamar's grade's almost 89, 88.9. The grade that Mikkel got, I think might have been 47, something like that. And then there's Jihad Campbell. I'm just saying, I like Stewart. Other people liked Williams. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm rooting for Williams. I'll say this about Williams. He's got some talent, but I get the feeling that it's just going to be like kind of slow and steady. And it's like, and I hate people who move the goalposts as well. It's like, this was the 11th freaking pick in the draft.
I know.
It's not like, okay, I'm with you, Dieter, for a week that you did this deep dive and you're giving him a B-. Okay, fine. But think about it this way. If he goes the whole year with no sacks, no pressures, no hurries, zero tackles, you couldn't give him at the end of the year a B-.
Well, obviously, if it's the whole season like that, Larry.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like that's why I feel like that. It's more like
it's weak, Larry.
I know what you're saying, but I know what he's saying, that he did thing. Believe me, I've watched film. I worked in the Canadian League. I worked in the NFL. I've watched hours and hours and hours and hours of film with coaches. It's not always about the stat sheet. It's not about that. And I haven't done the exercise yet, so I'll defer to Dieter. And I think Dieter's smart. But when you say a guy's going to be good, really good, and then he comes out and he doesn't produce anything on the stat sheet, and then you go and grade it and say, hey, you got a B-. It's a little bit like you're trying to justify
at the same time, Larry, to sit there. But at the same time, Larry, to sit and
say, I'm just saying, I preferred Stewart, and I'm not giving you my. I'm not giving you my phantom made up grades. I'm giving you PFF's week 1 grades.
But that's
47 for Mikkel. And almost 90 for
what I'm saying is you're going off of PFF. We're going to use
but PFF is anybody better than I'd rather go off PFF than my breakdown, your breakdown, Dieter's breakdown. Right? I mean, wouldn't you say they're probably better at it than us?
I mean, at the end of the day, that's like the only that I always hate using PFF nowadays because it's like, okay,
I'm not saying it's the end all be all. I'm not.
It's the big 2025. I don't. Let's let the season play out. Now,
I hear you.
At the end of the season.
It's going to play out. I'm just saying, can we at least agree that if we get into week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, if we get into, let's say, I don't know, a month or so, 5-6 weeks of football, if there's not a lot of production there, at that point, I don't think we can still be grading them high.
I agree. I agree with that. Give it a month.
But I see the value in this guy. I do. I saw several snaps where he is rushing on the inside and occupies two blockers. I mean, this is a big-bodied guy inside that can occupy. There's no question. Mm-hmm. And that is going to free up somebody, right? I mean, if somebody's commanding 2 guys, somebody's commanding 3 guys, somebody's free. And they did win the game. They did shut down the run. He was brought here to shut down the run. So, and Seattle had a really powerful, explosive run game. So we have to pump the brakes and say, okay, he had 0 on his stat sheet, but he did contribute to a defensive front that won the game. Yeah. So I'm willing to give it a few weeks and let it sit. But I'm just saying,
and I see on the opposite side of the token
for a little bit more.
No, on the opposite side of the token, I see what you're saying. Again, with the 11th pick, you do want some impact stats. You do want. I under 100%. I see what you're
like. What's a reasonable thing? What's reasonable, Raj? What's a reasonable expectation for sacks for Mikkel? Because he's going to play a lot. What do you think?
He's here's the thing. They're using him more as like an interior defense stack. That's the thing. If you're an interior guy, maybe 4 or 5 sacks. If you're playing like more of an edge rush, pass rush, a guy that's supposed to rush heavy towards the quarterback, you want 8 sacks at least, right? 8
so 4 or 5 sacks is what you're thinking.
But if I get 5 sacks from him, I'll be happy because they're using him as an interior rusher, edge setter, guy that's going to stop the run. If he gets the job done where he's stuffing the run and he gives me 5 sacks, I'll be happy. Now, let's say, like you said, let's use your example. Let's say week 5, week 6, and the man has no sacks. Okay, then I'm going to start saying, Larry, you're right. 47 PFF grade, fucking dog shits. But let's wait till.
No, I hear you. Believe me, I'm not. Hey, I don't want to bury the guy.
No.
I actually face him up and talk to him. So it's like I don't want to bury him.
He's a big dude. He can be like,
he's a big dude. I mean, I don't want. I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, you guys know me. I'm not. I don't play favorites, and I don't bury guys. It's never personal. I mean, if anything, it's personal where I'm rooting for them because my channel does better if the Niners do better. I mean,
correct.
The greatest individual month we've had, probably compared to like the rest of what we were doing around that time, was the Super Bowl. Yeah. I mean, I think we got some ridiculous amount of views that week in Vegas. I mean, it's easily the biggest week ever when the Niners went to the Super Bowl. So I have incentive to see them go to the Super Bowl. I am incentivized. I want them to go to the Super Bowl. I want every one of their picks to be home run picks.
Every Niners content creator wants them to be good because
you wouldn't think so. Some act like the opposite, like they prefer them to suck.
Well, maybe you're right, but some of those content creators, like, okay, this might become like a Kinlaw Cone situation for you and Mike. I hope it never gets to that point with you and Mike Kell.
Come on, come on.
You imagine?
No, I cannot imagine.
Can you imagine Mike Kell?
No, I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine that. I also could not imagine a world after watching the preseason where Nick Martin was inactive.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that?
Well, the way I looked into it was they called up Curtis Robinson the day before, right? They called him up. So that's more of a special teams move. And I think that they thought he has more upside on special teams. So I think that's right there. It tells you that Nick Martin right now is not anywhere near where he needs to be for special teams. So they see him as a developmental player. I think they like him, a healthy scratch, but I think it was just more of special teams impact. They like Curtis Robinson. He's the veteran. So you give him the nod for special teams. And I think that they really wanted to make sure that they had that stability because special teams is a big area and throwing a rookie in there that's never really played special teams could have been a liability. So that's the way I looked at it. I didn't think it was any knock towards Nick Martin. I know a lot of people say, oh my God, he might be in the doghouse, but I just saw it as a special teams move. I hope that moving forward, he gets some action because it's important for rookies to get, the reps. But hey, at the end of the day, man, I knew that he wasn't going to pass up D Winters. We saw it in the offseason, training camp, preseason. D Winters, look, that's the real guy you need to talk about, linebacker. D Winters has arrived, Larry. That man, holy smokes, he did
play great in this game for sure. He looks great. He looks absolutely great. What I love most about D Winters is that when D Winters is up to full speed, and we saw it at TCU, we didn't really see it initially with the Niners because he was underpowered. He fell off some tackles. He took him a while to get used to the defense. Now he knows the defense. Mm-hmm. Now he really knows the defense. So what I love the most about him is all the tackles he fires. He gets upfield. He's a tackle for loss king. This guy gets into the backfield. He shoots his gun. He's all gas, no brakes. He takes off when he sees it, and he just goes. And I love that because that tackles for loss is what wins games in the NFL. Why? Because it's 1st and 10. Oh, but now it's 2nd and 17. Oh, what happened? Oh, D Winters had a 7-yard tackle for loss on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 17. Well, good luck. 2nd and 17. You're going to try one pass play probably. If it doesn't work, you're going to, run and punt, right? So it's a huge play if you can get another team to, either make a penalty and fall behind the chains, or you can have that defensive play that, takes the team and puts them behind the chains. Yeah. It's a major thing, and D Winters looked great. Yeah, I would say, they've done a nice job at locating linebackers. I mean, if you think of Aziz and Greenlaw and Fred, and I mean, Johnny Holland's got a great eye for it for sure. And they got a bunch of good guys. Now, one you just put out on you posted here. I'm going to share the screen on you over here. You put out this. Please explain. What does this mean?
Jordan Watkins, he tweeted out.
What is that?
Maybe he's back this week. Maybe I think he's hinting that he's back. That's what I think.
Is that just a smiley emoji?
Smiley emoji. I think he's saying that he's ready to roll this week. He's happy this week.
Dude, I think this is a major thing. Now, I know, we all have expectations. People have high expectations of Mikel. Why? Because he was the 11th pick in the draft. They have high expectations of Collins. Why? Because he was a second-round pick. These guys, there's always high expectations of the high picks. But to me, I really believe that this is the guy that's probably going to make the big impact right away. Now, people would be like, a lot of people hated this pick. I mean, there were people who really panned this pick when it was made. It was like, Shanahan going for another receiver. But if you watched Ole Miss, man, this guy is thick. He's strong. He's fast. He's played at a high level. He's very polished. I think this guy's going to make an impact right away. All this talk about these other guys, I think this guy is going to, because Brock loves to take shots down the field, loves to attack, and this guy creates that separation that's going to get him the ball. I think Brock to Watkins is going to be a major thing. I think Watkins is going to have a real bust out.
Got those. He can run fast. He's got good route. This guy was good. I initially when we got him, I was like, I don't know. Didn't see much. And then when I looked at his film, Ole Miss, playing with Dart and stuff, I could see why Dart's stats were so good. This guy was a big time part of that. I think he's going to be great. And like you said, in the offseason, preseason and everything, training camp, well, not preseason because he got hurt, but training camp, man, this guy was Johnny on the spot. This man was so good that I think he's going to really work his way up into this receiving core pretty quickly, because there's injuries, there's going to be opportunities. Just got to stay healthy. Those high ankle sprains could be a little dangerous, but I'm excited. I hope that means he's on his way. He's happy. I know people are saying he's happy, but does it mean he's happy because he's probably going to be playing this week? We'll see.
Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something if all of a sudden that guy got an opportunity and got on the field and made an impact? I think it would be fantastic to see. All right, we should tell people this 49er football season is presented by Sleeper, the fastest growing fantasy platform in the world. It's the one-stop shop. You get blazing fast news, real-time stats, group chat, season-long leagues, and of course, Sleeper picks. And for daily fantasy, use promo code Larry and Sleeper will match your first deposit up to $100. Links in the description. Terms and conditions apply. Before we get to the supers, who impressed you? If I said week 1 in the NFL, it could be an individual, it could be a team. What stood out to you in week 1, Raj? And I love the NFL, and it's so great that it creates so many storylines, and God knows there's a bunch. What stood out to you?
There's a lot. There's so much. I mean, I don't want to pick just one, but first and foremost, these games it was just good to have football back. There were some crazy comebacks, okay? But first and foremost, Justin Herbert, oh man, he's going to be dangerous this year. They've got that offense kind of really figured out. I think Herbert year 2 with Harbaugh is going to be so much fun, man. A lot of people thought he was going to wilt and Patrick Mahomes was going to get that win. And man, that run on that game sealing drive was just, oh wow. I was like, Herbert was him. He played lights out. Good to see him. I was so excited to see them beat the Chiefs. That was awesome. Green Bay's defense, Parsons, wow, that man is a really difference maker. You could tell he wanted out of Dallas. He played feisty. He played with a chip on his shoulder. Green Bay is going to be good. I don't think Detroit's going to be as good as they thought they were going to be. They got a lot of issues. They lost their coordinators. That division's going to be a dogfight, but I like Green Bay in that one. Speaking of NFC North, last night was fun, man. J.J. McCarthy, little rattled early on, pressure, first game came up. And I mean, that fourth quarter, one of the best fourth quarters of all time for a rookie. Amazing. Vikings, they got good defense. And if McCarthy can manage the games, they're going to do good. So that was fun. And then Josh Allen, oh man, that team, what a comeback. That was fun. Oh man. Oh my God. That Sunday night game, Larry, might've been one of the greatest Sunday night game. And I just finished watching the Niners. What a game. That was an amazing game. And then you follow it up with that Sunday night game. Sunday was incredible, Larry. Incredible.
Yeah, there were so many great moments. I mean, on an individual basis, you went team, I'll go individual. How about Daniel Jones with the Colts?
Wow.
And by the way, Tyler Warren, I know he's on the Krugerrand fantasy team here. But Tyler Warren and Daniel Jones looked like a good quarterback. Is it possible that the Giants were the reason that he sucked? I mean, he was 22 of 29, which is very accurate, 272 yards. He had a passing touchdown. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. Indianapolis scored on 7 possessions. They looked like a machine.
Dude,
they took Miami apart.
No lie. When Danny Dimes, I can't believe I didn't mention him. I was shocked. I was like, what are we doing here? Danny Dimes, this in the Big 2025? Definitely a great performance. It shows you maybe the Giants are a terrible franchise because Danny Dimes out of nowhere. And let's see if he could continue it. It was week 1, but wow, that was a wow performance. I agree.
Another team that really, I mean, I agree with your Charger pick wholeheartedly. Oh my God. I mean, not only it's like the Chargers last year looked like a team that was just trying to gather up a receiver or 2, and they just didn't have anybody really. This year, now McConkey is in full flight. You got Keenan Allen, who looks as good as ever. Quentin Johnston is suddenly really good. He was their first round pick. He's not playing like it. You got Keandre Lambert-Smith from Auburn, who's a burner. You got Trey Harris from Ole Miss, Darius Davis. I mean, suddenly the Chargers have major weapons. Omarion Hampton, Najee Harris. They got a big physical line that can block. Herbert looks fantastic. Will Dissly at tight end, Rhonda Gadsden. I mean, they got guys. And then on defense, they're pretty good. I mean, it's an interesting defense with a good looking secondary. Derwin James. They got some nice players. I mean, I don't know. I just think they're special teams. I mean, top to bottom, I love that Charger team. I think
Harbaugh, man, that's what he does. He did 3, like when the Niners look, they had a great special teams with Montana squad. They had great defense, good offense. It's his recipe. But we talked about teams that are good. I got to give you one. I mean, the Dolphins, man. Mike McDaniel might be the first coach fired this year. He might be out of the job soon. That team was. I mean, Tua is just. I know he's not it, man.
Tua doesn't read coverage. Tua does not read coverage. I think it came up last year it was early last year. It came up that basically that Tua is not a coverage guy. He doesn't read coverage that well. No. So that and so they're like first read. I mean, it's like if it's there, it's there. If it's not there, I mean, he's got no ability to kind of improvise, and he doesn't know where he's going with the ball. I'll tell you who's a team that I think is really exciting that didn't look particularly great in week 1, but the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay. The Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, first of all, they've got T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. We know about the great receivers, but they've improved their offensive line. They have this rookie Dylan Fairchild at left guard that I really like. You've got Amarius Mims now at right tackle. You still have Joe Burrow. You got Taj Brooks and Chase Brown running the rock, but it's defensively. They took Al Golden away from Notre Dame, and the combination of Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart added, to their front. They're vicious up front. Demetrius Knight, the linebacker from South Carolina, is starting. They got a lot of talent in the secondary with Taylor Britt and Jordan Battle's a big corner. I mean, they got PJ Jules. They're a pretty good defense. Watch out for the Bengals. I mean, yes, it was the Browns and they barely beat them, but I think the Bengals are a team to watch. Another team that I really don't like this year, Detroit. Detroit averaged 2.1 yards a carry. They've lost Frank Ragnow. They lost Kevin Seitzer. Or Seitler on their offensive line. Goff over the past 4 years has led the NFL in QBR when unpressured, but when he's pressured, he's 28th in the NFL. And I just think he's going to get a lot more pressure. I don't think they're going to run it. They're going to miss Ben Johnson. They're going to miss Aaron Glenn. I think Detroit is going to be doing some soul searching by the end of this year.
I agree. That's what I said. I don't believe in them. I think they're going to be a lot worse than they thought they were. Those coordinators were huge losses, man. I don't think Campbell is the reason why they were winning. I think it was their coordinators, and I don't think relying on Campbell and his coaching skills are going to get it done. I don't know. That's my take on it, but they got a lot of injuries. That team is just, I don't know. I think Green Bay just looked, they're so much better. I think Minnesota's better than them. I don't believe in the Lions this year. I don't.
Let's hit some supers. Of course, Our supers here are brought to you by our good friends at Habis Law. Habis Law, proud sponsor of the Krug Show, and we've just added Habis Law recently, and we really appreciate them being proud sponsors of the Krug Show, and there is their deal right there. 1-800-INJURED. They'll fight to make it right. I love these guys. Fantastic sponsor, brand new sponsor of the Krug Show. Omar Habis and his son Tarek have been standing up for people right here in the Bay Area. They're fierce, relentless attorneys. They don't back down. If insurance companies try to get off paying you, these guys just throw those guys around like Alfred Collins throws around 45 plates. I mean, this Habis Law makes sure they pay attention. They make sure the insurance companies pay attention to you, and they make sure that you get what you need to be getting. And they know the playbook because they've been battling insurance companies for decades and winning. They're official partners of Bay Area institutions like the Giants, the Earthquakes, the Sharks, San Jose State, Santa Clara. So if you need someone in your corner, call the firm that insurance companies are hoping that you would never call, Habis Law. They will fight to make it right. Visit habislaw.com on the web. My entire family was made up of lawyers. My dad was worked in the San Francisco City Attorney's Office for 40 years. My brother's an attorney, now become a judge. My sister's an attorney. Wow. So there was a lot of arguments at the table, but no, I know the difference between a good attorney and a bad attorney.
Wow.
And
so you were the only one that didn't go to law school, Larry?
No, my sister also taught school. It's funny. My dad used to say to me as a kid, he's like, "Oh, of all my kids, you're going to be the best trial attorney." And I said, "Why's that, Dad?" And he's like, "Well," and he never would really say. And then finally in high school, I'm like, "Dad, why'd you always say I would be the best trial attorney?" He's like, "Well, you're very argumentative." He's like, "You know how to make an argument." So there you go. But anyway, I never went down that road, but they did. And I know the difference between a good lawyer and a bad lawyer. And believe me, when you're in a pinch, you need a great lawyer. Yeah. And that's what you're going to find at the Habis Law Firm. So 1-800-INJURED. They will fight to make it right. Visit their website, habislaw.com on the web. And thanks to Omar and Tarek for being fantastic guys and great sponsors of the Krug Show. All right, let's get into our supers because we have a bunch of supers here. Here we go. JC Mania is in the house, Raj. He says, thoughts on the Dylan stat of Jake Moody. He gone.
He gone.
I don't want it to come across like we're dancing on anybody's grave because I think that's tacky. And unlike, Jake to a lot of you guys is just like a name. I actually have met the guy, talked to the guy, and have had dialogue with the guy. And if I saw him on the street, I would talk to him again. So the last thing I want to do is laugh about his darkest day. You know what I'm saying? I understand. Believe me, I understand sports fans, and I understand. I don't take it too seriously, and I think the players have it all in perspective as well. But just for me personally, I never like to see anybody lose their job. When I hear people losing their job, I know what it felt like to lose a job, and how that can put you in kind of a almost a depression or almost an aimless state, or it really sends people for a loop. And a guy like a pro athlete like Jake, he's going to be just fine. He's going to find himself. He's going to get with the right coach, the right whatever. He's going to get his mind right. He's going to build up his confidence. He's going to get another opportunity. This isn't the end of the road for Jake Moody. He will get another opportunity. But, it's a failure right now, and it's one that I'm sure he's not feeling good about. And I'm sure nobody wanted it to succeed more than he did, right? So, I do feel for him. So I just say that.
He lost his confidence badly. So hopefully,
we've been there. We've all been there where it's like, hey, you're doing something, you're really good at it. All of a sudden you lose your confidence. You're not so good at it. And then all of a sudden it's like hard to get that back. Dank says, check your audio input. Oh, this is from earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry about that. Yeah, but thanks for the super. If I knew it was that easy, I could just screw things up on the show and let people tell me through super chats that it's wrong. JC Mania, is Eddy P the next Robbie G? Is Eddy P?
I'm ready. I'm golden. We cooking with that.
Raj is going with Eddy P. Raj, you got the NBA Jam, but you got the NFL Jam shirt going.
NFL Jam, yeah.
Yeah, let me see that. What is that?
Little George Kittle, Nick Bosa, NFL Jam from I think homage, however you pronounce it.
Oh, I like that. That's
good, pretty cool.
The NBA Jam was one of my favorite videos.
That was one of my faves, yeah. So they got this shit. They gave it to me last year. It's one of my favorite shirts, actually.
What was it when you hit like a bunch of shots in the row in a row? They'd be like, "You're on fire!
You're on fire!"
He's
you get 3 in a row. You get 3. You make 3 in a row. He's on fire! Actually, the guy that does the voice, my friend Ken knows him. The guy that I do the Gold Rush tour and 49ers tailgate stuff. He knows. Like, we actually made a video last year. We did like an edit, and it was an NFL Jam / NBA Jam type like edit. It was like an edit for it was actually 2 years back. The Eagles game. We did a couple of them, but like that was the one that was like the biggest one. It was like the Eagles game. It was like the highlights, and he was commentating over the highlights. It was great. And then there was like a point where like, they got Debo. I think he got a couple touches. He's on fire. It's like fire graphics coming out of Debo. It was great, man. That guy's dope.
I love the old. You get so much killer gear now. Will you come up with a Eddy P shirt?
I should, huh? I should get an Eddy P shirt. Eddy
I mean,
P.
You could probably start pushing that.
I know. Maybe I should.
The Eddy. I could see the Eddy P shirt really, really taking off.
Yeah, that'd be good. I think so. Maybe. That's the thing. If he like really becomes a good kicker, Eddy P merch might push.
There you go.
Yeah.
Make some little side gig. Here we go. Zachary Kelway I like Eddy P. Any chance he could play center?
I don't know about that one.
Hey, Jake Brendel just called and he said, "Hey, watch it. Watch it, Kelway."
I like
I'm Brendel.
Yeah.
JC Mania. KB's Debo's replacement to lead the boombox with Trent.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what they got.
Imagine if Shanahan's like, "Hey, man, our problem is we don't have a boombox guy, and we need a boombox guy." What do you think? How important is that?
That's important. That sets the tone, Larry. Jair Brown, he came out. He just didn't have that aura. I could already imagine Kendrick Bourne and Trent Williams. They're gonna get this team turned, and the vibe, and they're just gonna go out in the field like, I'm feeling the energy. I'm telling you, I think JC Mania is onto something.
Are you saying that Kendrick Bourne to the Niners is like Franco Finn to the Warriors?
Yeah, he's the hype man. He's like a hype man. We need him.
Everybody needs a good hype man.
They do.
Andrew Kroll, let's draft a kicker in round 2 since round 3 didn't work. If the Niners draft a kicker on day 1 or day 2 in this regime, what will I do?
No.
I'll walk from my house to Levi Stadium.
I'm done, man.
I will walk from Walnut Creek to Santa Clara if the 49ers ever again in this regime, Shanahan or Lynch, draft a kicker in rounds 1, 2, or 3.
Don't.
I will walk from Walnut Creek to Santa Clara.
That's no. Couldn't do it.
Tell me it can't happen. It won't happen. It
if
shouldn't
they do
happen.
that, Larry, they're gonna burn down Levi Stadium. The fans are gonna be riot.
Seriously. Just leave.
Comment.
That's it. Sean Shepper. Jake won't miss kicks. Now he misses the paycheck. Oh man.
Oh my God, man. That's so
By the way,
bad.
Raj, you're on it with all this Niner stuff. You're keenly aware. John Lynch probably said no more than a month or 2 ago, Jake Moody's going to be the kicker here for a long time.
I know.
He said that like about a month ago. Maybe it was 2 months ago. It might have been
about 2 months ago. He did say that. They
he
gave
said
him
that
the vote of confidence.
Jake Moody's going to be the kicker here for a long time. And he's kind of laughing. He's kind of laughing. All this talk about Jake. But, I mean, it's.
Pull the plug on that boy.
It's just, it's the one thing that you don't really, it's just the way it is. It's like if you make kicks, you stick. If you don't make kicks, you leave.
It's the vote of confidence.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah,
just the way it is.
Stuff.
MSQ, is it possible Ayuk returns when Kittle returns? No, well, I don't think so. Okay, I mean, I've seen Ayuk sprint a couple times, and I know he wants to get back, but I still think based on what I see, I mean, we're already in September. Mm-hmm. So I would say he's November. I would say for sure after, like if you made me say when it is, I would say it's between Halloween and Thanksgiving. That's what I would say he'd return. What is that? I mean, is that what? I don't even know what weeks those are, but
they said he could come back week 6, right? Which would be
before
5 weeks from now, mid-October. So you're thinking maybe week like 9, 10.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said week 10. I think that's about right because he hurt it in week 7, and it was a very serious injury.
Yeah.
So I think he needs a little bit, and also let's do the right thing for Brandon. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not about the Niners. This one's about him. I mean, I know they've paid him and this and that, and he's gotten his. Some people say, oh, once you get paid, you got to be a warrior. No. This guy's got too much career ahead. Do not force it. Let him come back when he's ready to come back.
I agree.
And don't rush it, because the setback on something like this would be,
especially with this team, and the way they get injuries. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I know. Well, the Niners have been a top 10 injury rate team in every season of the Shanahan regime except for 2023.
Oh my God.
We've talked about this many times. It's almost cliche at this point. It's like, why are the Niners hurt? I mean, I can throw out the topic. You have good things to say, but at the end of the day, it's like we're all just kind of spinning.
At the end of the day, we're just guessing, man.
Yeah, we're guessing. We're spinning our wheels. We're not really, you know what I mean? We got this one here from Andrew Kroll. Did you pick your favorite woman shot putter yet? I have no idea what that means.
A couple of weeks ago, we discussed how Drew Moss, right? He's dating Brock Lesnar's daughter. And I said, she's the greatest women's shot putter. And you go, do you know any other women's shot putter? I said, no. So I still stand by it. She's the best women's shot putter I know.
It's a good one. Good one from Kroll. He's keeping you honest.
Oh, man, he's good. That's good.
Kelway in the house. Good thing we have Jefferson instead of Lampkin right now.
Yeah.
Jefferson. Wait, Jefferson. Who's Jefferson? Who's Jefferson?
I don't know. Jefferson.
who's Jefferson? I think he means Bergen.
Bergen.
Yeah. We have Bergen instead of Lampkin.
Bergen. We got everybody except Lampkin.
Yeah, Lampkin's on that crappy offensive line in Philadelphia. Oh, yeah, they're the best. MSQ, end of an era. One Jake down, one more to go. LOL.
Wow.
Oh, is that an anti-Brendel?
Yeah, it is Jake Brendel. That's a Jake Brendel appreciation.
Is that a Hutchinson?
No, it's Jake Brendel.
It's a Brendel.
Yeah.
Batman 29. What happened to Huff? He did nothing and got a flag. Well, you're right. He did get one pressure. But yeah, I agree. He was underwhelming. I mean, I really thought there was a very good chance he would be, way overwhelming, and he really wasn't. He was kind of underwhelming. But once again, I watched the film, and even though he did nothing, I graded it, and I gave him an A. Do you see how?
You gave him an A. Oh, I see what you did there.
See how that works?
You can't do that one, Larry.
He did nothing and got a penalty, but I rewatched.
No, but he didn't take up space like Michael did.
And I gave him an A.
You gave him. You know what? Then that's fair. That's fair. His PFF grade. What was his PFF grade, Larry?
It doesn't even matter. What do they know?
Okay.
Who are they? Who's PFF? I'm LEK.
There you go.
Yeah. See PFF, LEK, Lawrence, Edward.
I get it.
Kruger,
I got you.
LEK.
Got you.
There you go.
That's funny.
PFF, LEK.
I know. That's good.
I'll be here all week. 2-drink minimum. Tip your waitresses. We'll be in Laughlin on the 19th. Blood Moon says, let's not forget Lair Bear. First, I hate that, by the way. Blood Moon. I mean, I forget. One of my sister's friends used to call me Lair Bear, and I hated her for it. I never told her, but I hated her for it. And I don't want to hate you, Blood Moon. But he said, let's not forget Lair Bear. Saleh hasn't even started to get in his bag with unlocking these rooks' potential. Brock Purdy's a dog. Brendel shaking my damn head. Moss is better. Yeah, I mean, what if they go to like, what if they went to Colby and Moss instead of Barch and Brendel, and they just started killing it?
They could. You never know.
They could.
They could. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. I might need to make a phone call. I made a phone call last night. That's why we got rid of Jake Moody.
Really? Oh my God. Don't ever cross Raj. I thought it was Murph. Murph put the hex on Moody. He's like, that's it. No more.
I did a call.
Like,
I do weekly.
Once Murph says it, it's like, it's time. You know, if Murph is saying he's got to go, I mean, then you really should have gotten rid of him months ago.
Yeah.
I'm just joking, Murph. I love you. Frank Tom Ocean, 2 GOATs in 49er content creator game. Have fun this weekend with your boy, LK. Raj equals legend. Go Niners.
Appreciate you, Frank Tom. It's the man. Appreciate
Frank
you.
Tom Ocean. I wonder if he's any relation to Billy Ocean.
I was thinking the same. Is he any relationship to Billy Ocean? I doubt it.
You know, I'm the kind of guy that could be driving down the street listening to Caribbean Queen. And I like Billy Ocean.
Can you sing it? Can you sing? I don't
know if I can't sing it because if I did sing it, it would go viral, and I don't want to go viral.
Yeah, I know. We got to hear the clip. You're going to get a clipper. You'll get one of those clippers.
Can you sing it? You see the way
Coach Yak's going to clip you. Coach Yak's going to clip you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Coach Yak. Jason, last time he clipped me, Jason Poe went after me.
No, bro.
He posted that. Who needs enemies when you have friends like Coach Yak? I'm just joking. I'm joking, Coach. Why? I love you. I love you.
I was like,
Poe was overreacting.
You kind of did.
I think everybody could see that. And I felt bad. I felt bad because you know me, dude. I had no vengeance about Poe when I said that. It was all a Lampkin thing. And I like Poe. God, you know, I mean, I really like talking to him. And I was kind of bummed that he took it the wrong way. You know what I mean? I guess there's only one way to take it, I guess.
No, there's no other way to take it, Larry.
Hey, Raj, all I said was he's much better than Poe. It's not like I crapped on Poe or said that he had 90-year-old knees or something. You know, it wasn't like
but nobody.
It wasn't like personal, and Poe's out of football.
But nobody likes to hear that someone's better than them.
Yeah, I guess. And then he's like, "Hey, man, Grant's better than you."
Yeah, I know.
And then I was like,
he played your card. I was like,
"What did you just say?" No, I'm just joking. I was like, yeah.
That was crazy. I was like, oh,
I couldn't believe that.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, Coach Yak put it out there. I'm like, Coach Yak,
I know.
Come on, bro.
As soon as anything that's Niner, he just posted it up. Like
he's a posting monster.
He posts more than me, dude. It's crazy.
He does. He makes you look lazy.
I know he does. He makes me. Well, I'm working too. Like I'm balancing like 3 different things at the same time.
Coach Yak is beating you in 3 time zones away. That's his key. He gets up earlier because his day starts earlier.
I know.
You're in the rack. He's already had his toast, his jam, his juice, and he's posting, and it's like 4 a.m. West Coast, and this
4 a.m. over here. I'm waking up.
He's at the Tandy 5000 pecking away,
and I'm like, God dang, I'm like 10 posts behind already.
PWS, Danny Dimes' new nickname, Indiana Jones.
Oh,
yes. Now that's
good. That
is good.
That is good.
Woo! PWS.
Wow.
PWS in the house. NBA Elias, 49ers need to trade for Dolphins receivers or O-linemen.
Yeah, they might.
I'll tell you the guy that if I were the Niners that I would want from the Dolphins, because you don't want to. Don't fall for the. Tyreek. I ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe. You can't go for Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's got, he's got illegal entanglements. He's got a cap number of 53 or 56. Yeah. He's got a cap figure next year, 56 million.
And he's got domestic violence allegations. He's got too much.
Steer clear, and he's slowing down. His game's all speed. The guy, though, that they have is Malik Washington, who's a tiny little slot receiver, but he's really, really productive. Okay. Really productive. That would be the guy to get. If you could get Malik Washington, that would be the guy to get. Or if you could get Jalen Waddle, but
I was going to say, I'm glad you didn't say Waddle.
He's always hurt.
He's always hurt.
Yeah, you can't go.
He's an injury case.
And I don't know about their O-line. They have a good O-line?
I don't know, honestly, if they do.
Yeah, I don't know. 49er _ throwback. Larry, if I'm Mac Jones, I attack the Saints secondary. they lost their best safety to a torn labrum in and their cornerbacks aren't good. Players of the Seattle game. Who would you give players of the game to? That's a good one.
Man, I gotta go.
Mean, you could go with any number of guys, but Raj, who gets your player of the game for Seattle?
Player of the game is Nicholas John Bosa. That man was the reason he sealed. He
was the closer.
He's a closer, but he was just ferocious, man. And he's on another level this year. He looks like just insanely strong. I feel like, he did say a couple weeks ago that he's ready to prove he's one of the best in the league. And I think he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. I got to give it to Nick Bosa on defense. And on offense, man, I'm going to go Ricky Pearsall, man. He really stepped up, made some clutch catches. I know you can make the argument for Brock for stepping back and, leading the team and, bouncing back from the interceptions. But, man, Ricky Pearsall, he has really stepped up. I think he's taken that leap already. He looked impressive, man. He made Tariq Woolen look silly. But, yeah, Nick Bosa on defense, and I'm going to go Ricky Pearsall on offense.
I mean, those are all good, man. And, I got to go Tongas just because I really feel like, this guy never had a catch until that game. And then he took that game over at the end and 3 big catches, one on a 4th down, the other in the end zone. I mean, the way he attacked that ball was not going to him. That ball was going to Tariq Woolen. That thing was freaking picked off. And Tongas just said, nope. Because you got to remember this, Ton just had it all in front of him. He saw Woolen's hands there. He had the thing in front of him. And so he saw where Woolen was and where he needed to be. And then he got there and ripped it from him. So I got to go with Tongas, but I also got to go with Brock Purdy because, man, Brock Purdy was awesome. I mean, when you really think about how little there was early, the holes were small. The O-line did not open run lanes. The O-line did not pass protect. He was running for his life. Yeah, he had a couple bad throws. I mean, I'll say this too. It's like you know what we call a bad throw? A bad throw is a ball that gets picked off. But in reality, if you go and watch that film, and I did take the time to go watch this over the day after the game, Brock Purdy put up, I would say, somewhere between 7 and 10 50-50 balls where he just put it out there. Yeah. He just put it out there and gave his guy a chance to make a play. And if you throw a lot of 50-50 balls, you're going to throw picks. Yeah. So he's got to be more patient, throw fewer 50-50 balls. I think Watkins and Robinson, getting those guys back will really help. They'll create more separation. There'll be more space. But I thought Brock was spectacular. The blitz off the side to JJ's side where he threw to the void behind, he threw to JJ. The Pearsall 12-yarder after the first drive when he had the defender, a hot defender bearing down on him. He threw it through him with accuracy and put it on his hands. I thought Purdy was spectacular. And then
he was good.
I got to shout out D. Winters as well. D. Winters. Now he still fell off one tackle, but man, he is playing ball, and I love it. I love watching. He's a great dude, and he's a really good player, and it's no accident. He's worked at it. I mean, we've all seen it. It's taken time. It wasn't instantaneous, but man, he's good, and he looked really, really good.
Yeah, D was great. He was great.
And Marquise Siegel's a rookie, played every game and had a fumble recovery, or every snap, I should say, and had a fumble recovery. He was fantastic.
Yeah. I got to go. Hold up. I was going to say, Siegel, honorable mention, Siegel winners. But one guy we didn't mention that we have to, because if you watch that game, 31 touches, we mentioned him. CMC, man. Like, without CMC, I don't think the Niners would have been in position. No doubt. The big 4th down catch on that game-winning drive. Like, he made some big plays. CMC, man, I mean, unbelievable. He went from Wednesday, limited in practice, or full practice Wednesday, limited in practice Thursday, Friday, questionable to play. I feel fine. And it was like a calf gate. Nobody knew he was going to play. It was like the whole weekend. We were worried. Man had 31 touches. We got to put some respect on Christian McCaffrey's name. I forgot. That guy. I think we got to learn a lesson too. We got to learn our lesson, which is, that was Christian McCaffrey at full tilt. And at full tilt, now he was only 3 yards a carry, but against a good defense, he carried the Niners with almost 150 total yards.
they've got to get to the playoffs with a healthy Christian. And I would do anything to do that. So if I were the Niners, I would get rid of one of these backup offensive linemen, go sign a Damian Martinez off Miami's practice squad, use an assortment of backs throughout the year, and make sure that Christian is upright come playoff time. Because I'm telling you, I like Philly. I think they're pretty good. I like Minnesota. I think they're pretty good. I like Green Bay. I think they're pretty good. I like Tampa, Atlanta, the Rams, Washington. I think all these teams are pretty good. Even with the Niners youth, I will take my chances with Brock Purdy and this 49ers defense if they can get to the playoffs with a healthy Christian. I really think that could be the difference, especially since we know the Super Bowl's here. So anyway, just
31 touches is not going to keep them healthy for the playoffs, though.
No, can't do that. Can't replicate that. It just can't happen. They have to do something better than that. Andrew Kroll, sign Justin Tucker, pay him in Tuggies. Oh God, it's awful. At first I thought it said Huggies. It said Tuggies. That's not good. Sean Shepper. Krug, Lynch lied about being in church. Remember that? What was that from?
Yeah, it was from Jimmy Garoppolo when he retweeted the Jimmy Garoppolo, I remember that tweet, and he goes, "I'm sorry, that's my all-time favorite John Lynch tweet. I was in church, my phone accidentally hit the tweet button."
That's bad. I don't know about you, but man, when I go to church, I so much don't want to be. I'd rather my phone go off in a Kyle Shanahan press conference than go off in church. I leave my phone in the car at church, unless it's like playoffs.
Got it.
If it's playoffs and there's a game going on, I'm not at church. Let's be honest. I believe in strict NFLism. Andrew Kroll, thoughts on Kelsey taking down his own receiver? Did you see Kelsey taking down his own receiver? I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's the one that hurt Xavier Worthy.
Oh! I thought he meant like in some quote after the game. Yeah, it's friendly fire. Ken Norton took down BY. Ken Norton took down Richard Dent. Took them both down. Different years, but he took down BY in the late 90s. He took down Richard Dent in 94. Norton was a little reckless. So yeah, friendly fire can happen. Okay. We have this one. Raj, did you know Krug knows who Adam Copeland is, aka the rated R superstar? LOL. Also, is it Valdez and Justin Jefferson or Jordan Jefferson for that interior defensive line? Well, Jordan Jefferson was inactive. Valdez is on the practice squad. I talked to Jordan Jefferson this week. He's a really, really interesting guy. Those are the backups, and I want to see Jordan Jefferson because he's huge and fast. And I want to see Valdez too, because the motor is off the chain. I didn't know that you knew. Are you a buddy of Copeland? What's the, I don't know, the rated R superstar?
You know who Adam Copeland is?
Yeah.
Adam Copeland? You know who Adam Copeland is?
From KMBR?
No, it's not there. So it's a different guy.
Different guy.
It's a different guy. He's a wrestler. Adam Copeland's a wrestler.
Look at that. Frank Tom Ocean. LK, can you play the old Larry video? LOL. The old Larry video? Oh, I got you. Here we go. I'll give you 30 seconds of this. This is I refer to it as the Johnny C. Johnny C's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to Johnny. Johnny C.
Let me try, Larry. Okay, so Larry, here's the deal. Larry, honestly, Larry. No, but Larry, I gripe here though, Larry. Here, Larry. And now Larry. I mean, Larry, but here's the thing, Larry.
What do you think?
I think they're going to sign Jason Peters.
How old is he?
He's 40, but and Larry. Larry. I mean, Larry, I wish I could, Larry.
Johnny, we're going to have to jump.
That's funny. Oh,
Johnny C.
Johnny C. legend. Oh,
thank you, Frank Tom Ocean, for bringing back that little nugget of wisdom. And by the way, in the future, it's the Johnny C video in my mind. Sean Shepper in the house. Krug, Moody would have missed with a hand grenade.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think so.
What's the old saying? Close only matters in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Okay, we got a couple more and then we'll get out.
Larry, I found the tweet, the John Lynch tweet. I found it. Okay. So this was John Lynch back in December 24th, 2021, Christmas Eve. That's what made it even better. It was Christmas Eve. He goes, apparently, it starts out the tweet as, apparently, while in Christmas Eve mass with my family, I accidentally and unknowingly liked a tweet. Never intended to and remain a huge believer in Jimmy. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Oh, you mean he had liked a tweet showing frustration with Jimmy?
It was like a like tweet about, I can't remember exactly awesome. What it was. Like tweet about like keep Jimmy in this city where they're at, or something about like just mad about Jimmy Garoppolo.
Mad about Jimmy, and
tweet.
And he liked it.
And then
if anything else, he was looking at it. He might have Do you believe that John erroneously liked it, or was backtracking?
Tweet, dude. I think he actually
he was feeling loose on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, he was fucking feeling loose, and the comments were great. Like Coach Jack, I remember that me and him posted like comments on the tweet. He says Coach Jack's tweet is still viral. It's like it has 1,000 likes. He goes, "Don't worry, John. We all like that tweet as well."
That's awesome.
So good, dude.
Once again. Leave your phone in the car. PWS, appreciate the love, guys, but I stole that from Insta, LOL. I knew it. I knew it was too creative. Too creative. I knew it had to be recycled material. Los D in the house. New Orleans is amazing. Visit Dragos restaurant if possible. Enjoy. I'm thinking maybe Cochon. I gotta take Kev to some classic places, right? Because it's his first time. So I think we got to go to the oldest bar in the country, the one that has no doors, that was open during Katrina. We'll have a good time. We will have a good time for sure. Got to do New Orleans right, that's for sure. Justin says Warner Brothers, Siegel, Winters, Lenore, CMC balled out. Not Warner Brothers. Warner, Bosa, Siegel, Winters, Lenore. CMC balled out. Oh, there was a few others there too, but yeah, good ones. Good ones. Sells surprised face. The problem is that McCaffrey wants all the snaps. I don't care. He's not the coach. I mean, seriously, I've heard this 10 times. He's a hard guy to get off the field. You're the coach. You're not a vendor. You're the coach. Why is it so hard to get him off the field? And also, here's what I would say to Christian. Christian, we've already paid you. We traded for you to win the Super Bowl. Have you noticed we haven't won the Super Bowl? We'd like to win the Super Bowl. So I don't care if you got to go play golf at Pebble Beach for 6 weeks. I want to make sure that you are there for the playoffs. So can I just go to B-Rob? Can I just throw a few passes to Garendo when we get an 8-point lead against the Saints in the fourth quarter? How about you just, I don't know, go grab a 49er baseball hat? What do you think? Let's do it for the Super Bowl. Just try to sell them on it. I'll make it up to you. I'll make it up to you in Cabo. Right? I mean, you got to do something. Whatever they got to do, they just got to make McCaffrey just understand. Get the ball more to Robinson. All right, JC Mania, is Purdy going to get a Jordan deal? LOL. Jumpsman Purdy. Oh God. If I never see another jump pass again, it's too soon. Martin Hansen. Larry, what's the over-under on how many games it will take before Colby takes over for Barch? I'm going to say 0. He goes Sunday and he never looks back. And then I think Barch probably replaces Brendel at some point. I think, and as like the United way, we're all winners. Frank Tom Ocean, let's go. Thanks, LK. Laughing my ass off. Anthony Catania in the house, one of our great sponsors. Anthony Catania is the owner of Sharp Corners Sports Cards and Collectibles, folks. They're at 205 Cypress Avenue in Pacific Grove, California, on the Monterey Peninsula. And give Anthony a call. He's at 831-521-5264. Big-time Niner fan, and he's a great follow on Instagram, just like Raj. Sharp Corners 831 on the IG. He says, great show, guys. Will Martin get any playing time this week? I would say no. I think they're probably. Well, I'll say this: Robinson or anybody off the practice squad can only get three promotions. So maybe they'll go to Martin this week and use Robinson in a couple weeks. And we have this one from Martin, who says, "Will Guerendo overtake Robinson?" No. I think Guerendo is going to be a specialty back. And Martin says, will Guerendo overtake Robinson? And once again, no. But I like the first question better. But the second time, maybe the first time, no. The second time, no. I don't want to duplicate my answers. Raj, we'll give you the final say. 49ers and Saints. Have you ever gone to New Orleans? Do you have anything to say about going to New Orleans?
Oh, New Orleans is a good time, Larry.
We'll be there Friday to Tuesday.
You're going to have a good time. Pray for your liver and have a fun trip. Have a safe trip, Larry. That's it. It's going to be fun, though. You're going to have a good time.
We need to pack our right guard because we're stopping in Houston, and then we're going to be in New Orleans, and we're going to LSU, Florida, and Baton Rouge on Saturday, and it is going to be a sweatbox. But anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going there courtesy of Claw Daddy Arcades, and he's a great follow on Instagram at Claw_Daddy_Arcades.
Go.
That's going to do it for us. We're an hour and 26 minutes in. We went a little long tonight, but we had so many supers. Thanks to all the people who wanted to participate via the supers. We had 34 supers on this show tonight, which is a ton. That is absolutely. Oh, we got EB saying, Larry, go to Acme in Metairie. I've been to Metairie. Oh, I've been to Metairie, Louisiana, man. It's a sweaty place for sure. Anyway, that's going to do it for us. Thanks. Hit like and subscribe on your way out the door. Brand new merch in the Krug Show store on YouTube on our page. Check that out. We got brand new polos that are really, really nice. I think you guys are going to love them. Check them out. A little gift giving ahead of the holidays. But thanks to Raj. Thanks to all of you. Have a great night, everybody. Peace.
Yeah, never met a man I've been scared of. Careful, you gon'